St. Francis of Assisi was a wealthy merchant. He led an extravagant life, but at the age of 20, he became devoted to God. He started preaching his holy ways all over the world. In 1224, while praying to the Apennines, he found himself afflicted with the strange phenomenon of Christ's crucifixion. These wounds included the wounds from the nailing of Christ's hands, from the nailing of Christ's feet. St. Francis was the first person in recorded history to have this phenomenon known simply as stigmata bestowed upon him. But what exactly is stigmata? According to the 1961 edition of Encyclopedia Britannica, stigmata in Christianity are the marks on a person's body resembling the 5 wounds suffered by Jesus Christ during the crucifixion. According to the December 1995 issue of Focus, since St. Francis, more than 300 people have been afflicted with stigmata, many who were later made saints of the Catholic Church. Of these saints, 3 circumstances existed. First, physicians did not succeed in curing these wounds with remedies. Second, unlike natural wounds of certain duration, those with stigmatics do not give forth a fetid odor. And third, sometimes these wounds give forth perfumes. Do these people bleed and receive wounds miraculously, or is it just a hoax? The many doctors and scientists that research stigmata claim it is all too real, but most people know nothing about stigmata. So today, I'm here to describe to you the history of stigmata, give views about the believers and non-believers of stigmata, and to describe to you the most recent case of stigmata. Stigmata has a very interesting history, but little is known about it or why it occurs. Dr. Ebert, a psychiatrist who treats stigmatic people, counts exactly 321 cases of stigmata since it first afflicted St. Francis. He believes many more cases could be discovered by consulting the libraries of Germany, Spain, and Italy. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, of those 321 people, 62 of them were later made blessed or saints. Of these saints was St. Catherine de' Ricci. She, like many stigmatics, found her apparitions to be periodical. Her ecstasies of the Passion began when she was 20, and the bull of her canonization states that for 12 years they reoccurred with minute regularity. Her ecstasy lasted exactly 28 hours, from Thursday noon till Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, the only interruption being for the saint to receive Holy Communion. Catherine conversed out loud as if enacting a drama. This drama was divided into 17 scenes. On coming out of the ecstasy, the saint's limbs were covered with wounds produced by whips, cords, etc. Only 19 of the last stigmatic events have occurred in the last 19th and 20th centuries. Not surprising, this incredible phenomenon has produced many believers and non-believers. The rational investigation of these miracles predates the scientific revolution. As long ago as the 14th century, the French had launched deep studies about the supposed holy relic that had turned up among saints all over France. This got people wondering, is stigmata for real? A skeptical researcher claims that the wounds of stigmata are not of supernatural origin and advises pilgrims to stay away. Although many doctors and scientists have worked hard on researching stigmata and claim that there is no logical explanation for it. No treatment I try to give these people works. These wounds are all too real. This is something amazing and unusual I just don't have an answer for, stated Dr. Joseph John, a medical supervisor at Holborn Hospital. In 1991, John Cornwell at Cambridge University argued that stigmata may be a psychogenic purpura, a medical condition in which blood oozes from the body despite the lack of physical injury. This condition had also been linked to psychological and hypnotic trauma. Cornwell also suggests that stigmatics may experience their faith with such intensity that it escapes through the body. The most common theory about stigmata is that sufferers themselves have caused it by the power of their own minds and beliefs. Science has yet to prove this phenomenon. Religious points of view state that it's just the power of one strong faith. The most recent case of stigmata occurred in 1918 and lasted for 50 years. On May 25th, 1887, Padre Peter was born in a small Italian village. Even as a small child, people realized he was a special child of God. At the age of 21, he gave his life to God, and at the age of 31, he became afflicted with stigmata. On October 22nd, Padre Peter wrote to his spiritual advisor describing how he received the stigmata. Pio wrote, "On the morning of the 20th, I was in Mass celebrating choir. I saw a vision of a man whose hands, feet, and side were bleeding. Feeling no pain at all, Pio thought he was dying. He was told he had stigmata. He lived with it for the last 50 years of his life. His death was just as miraculous as his affliction with stigmata." In 1964, the monks took a crash. They ran to Padre Pio's cell. They saw him lying on the floor. His eyes were blackened and his body was full of contusions. He was lying in a pool of blood and was badly beaten. Padre Pedro never fully recovered, and everyone that knew him claimed that Satan had came in his cell and beat him. Several days before his death, in 1968, all evidence of the wounds disappeared. No major cases of stigmata have been recorded since. Stigmata is such a rare occurrence that most people know nothing about it, and more than likely, they don't even know what it is. So today, I hope by explaining to you the history of stigmata, giving views about the believers and non-believers of stigmata, and describing to you the most recent case of stigmata, you have discovered something you've never known before. So, what do you think? Is stigmata for real? Certainly is to those blessed with a sign. As for the rest of us, it'll just have to be a matter of faith, or not.
Being a parent is a goal for most couples, but the closer they get to this reality, the more doubts they have.
Labor Pains by Michelle Palmero. I'm sorry it took so long, but I couldn't find them. Anne?
What's that?
The snack you asked for.
I can't eat that.
Why not? What's wrong?
What's wrong? I weigh 170 pounds. That's what's wrong.
Well, honey, it's not like you actually weigh 170. As soon as you have the baby, you'll be back down to a reasonable weight. You'll see.
So you do think I'm too fat?
What? No, I don't. Where'd you get that idea?
You just said as soon as you have the baby, you'll be back down to a reasonable weight.
What I meant was...
That you think I'm unreasonably fat. Well, I'd like to see you in my situation.
Honey,
Do you think I like not being able to see what shoes I'm wearing?
Emily...
Did I tell you about the lady in the doctor's office who thought I was having twins?
No.
She didn't think it was possible for a woman having just one baby to be so big.
She didn't mean you, Emily. She meant the baby.
At this point in time, I am attached to the baby. Not like anybody seems to notice that. Do you know what it's like to have a stranger walk up to you and ask you if they can touch your stomach just once? Like, that makes it okay.
Honey, I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it.
I'm not just talking about the guy at Chris and Tim's tonight. It happens all the time. And you know why?
Probably because they want to fill your...
Because in our society, Robert, and it's a terrible thing I've discovered, but in our society, pregnant women are public property.
Honey, I think you're just overtired. It's been a long day. Maybe you should try to relax.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody's always telling me what they think I should do, or anything else that pops in their heads for that matter. Did you hear Chris tonight? Right in the middle of dinner, she asked me if I was having trouble with constipation. She never asked you anything like that, not even in private. I mean, ooh, I'm pregnant. My body's up for grabs. I'm sorry, honey. I just must be overtired.
Well, if it's any consolation, you won't be pregnant much longer.
One more week.
Amy thinks you're going to have it tonight. You heard her.
I don't like the idea of Amy discussing our baby with her psychic.
It's just for fun, honey.
No, Amy really believes that stuff. I think it's a bunch of crap myself. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to start seeing Amy's psychic.
The baby! Where's the stopwatch?
Remember you had it after class last week?
I don't remember.
Don't panic, honey. Just think.
But the stopwatch is my responsibility.
I've been meaning to tell you you've done a wonderful job. You've had it with you during every class.
But what good is it when I can't find it now? Here, you've been carrying our child for almost 9 months. Nurturing it, sacrificing your body to its growth. Well, my only responsibility has been the stopwatch, and now I can't even find that. I'm so sorry, honey. I've let you down. My what?
Coat.
Oh, my coat! No, where is it?
On the rack in the downstairs hall.
It was in my coat. What are you doing?
I need my snack.
Now? How can you eat now?
I'm hungry. What are you doing?
I'm looking for the next contraction. I don't want to miss it.
Believe me, I'll let you know. Robert.
Okay, honey, just let me know when it's over.
Robert.
That was quick! Doctor!
Robert, it wasn't a contraction. I just wanted some more milk.
Honey, calm down. If you want some more milk, I'll go get you some more milk. There's no use getting so upset. Are you sure you're going to be all right while I'm downstairs?
I think so.
Okay, I'll be right back. Don't start the next contraction until I get back. Honey, breathe. Breathe.
You breathe.
Focus on the bear. Lower. Okay. start getting ready to go to the hospital. Let's get you up and dressed, and I'll go call the doctor. Emily? And what's wrong?
I'm not ready to be a mother yet. I need more time.
You still have a few more hours officially.
I'm not talking hours, Robert. I'm talking years.
Honey, I think it's a little bit too late to be coming to that conclusion.
That's easy for you to say. You're a man.
Now is not the best time to be having a battle between the sexes. We have a baby in the world.
We?
That's right. I'm going to be with you helping you breathe.
Right, helping me breathe. Seems like a fair distribution of labor to me. I do the part about the pain and the sweating and the squeezing this relatively small human being out of this relatively small part of my body, and you help me breathe.
Rhythmic breathing is an essential part of childbirth. Emily, they said so in class.
They lied in class. The breathing thing is just an excuse for the man to feel like he's doing something besides just staying there and watching. Think about it. Have you ever heard of a woman who stopped breathing during labor?
Well, if you don't want me there.
Of course I want you there. I'm sorry. I get really selfish when I'm scared.
If it gets bad, we'll just ask for a painkiller.
But it's not the pain that scares me. I mean, yeah, it's the pain. Never mind.
What?
What if I'm not good at it?
What?
Being a mother.
Oh, honey, I'm sure you'll be good at it.
You don't know that. I didn't pass any tests. I didn't go through any certification program. Nobody said, you, Emily Gerard, are not qualified to be a mother.
Well, no, but it doesn't work that way.
Why not? If you want to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school. Gosh, even McDonald's has a training program. Being a mother, the most responsible, incredible job in the world, and that requires us the ability to conceive.
Look at me, Em. It's not saying that people do what they do. Some of them as doctors probably made it through medical school by the seat of their pants. But they have compassion, and they know to listen, and they love what they do. It's the same thing right down the line, no matter what you do. Life teaches you. School just helps you apply what you already know. You have everything it takes to be a good mother, Emily. And don't ask me how I know that, because I can't explain it. It's just something I feel.
First time I knew I wanted to be a mom, I was 7 years old. I had this doll, the Thumbelina kind. You pulled her arm, she wet her pants. It was this big thing, you know. I'd pull her arm, she'd wet her pants, I'd change her diaper. This went on 10 to 12 times a day at least. One day I had her for a while. I was pulling on her arm, and she wasn't wetting her pants. So I took her in the kitchen and opened the cabinet under the sink and threw her in the garbage. The next thing I knew, there was my mom standing in the doorway holding Thumbelina. Emily, what was Thumbelina doing in the trash? She broke. She won't work anymore. That's no reason to throw her away. She's still yours. You just have to find something else to love about her. And then she kissed me and got up and left. So I sat there for a while, holding Thumbelina. And all of a sudden, this incredible feeling of love came over me. And somewhere, even in my 7-year-old mind, I knew that someday I wanted to give somebody what my mother gave to me that day. I hope I can do it as good as she.
You can, Em. At least you had a good role model. The only thing my dad taught me about being a father is what not to do. And the list is so long, I haven't even had time to consider what I should do. I could feel miserably, just like he did.
I doubt it. He fell as a husband, too. You've done a wonderful job. I think it's time to go.
Let's go. How do you feel?
Excited, inadequate, invincible, enormous. You want me to keep going?
I think I got the picture. Ready?
I don't know if I am, but he is, or she is.
What do you think it's going to be?
Happy, I hope. Robert,
Yeah?
I'm going to miss this just a minute.
Me too.
Robert,
Yeah?
don't forget the stopwatch.
Oh, yeah.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times and remain seated. If these names sound familiar, then you've undoubtedly joined millions of others for the thrill of a roller coaster. Some people fear them, however, they are the biggest attraction at amusement parks. So what's the fascination with roller coasters? Why will we wait in line 1.5 to 2 hours for a 2 to 3 minute ride and then get off and get in another line? 2 words, adrenaline rush.
I love roller coasters, and I've been to Worlds of Fun many a times and rode the same roller coaster over and over again just to get the butterflies. I think it's worth the wait. So where do roller coasters come from? How do they work? And are they safe? Well, fasten your seatbelts. You're in for a ride. The first roller coasters date back to the 1400s in Russia. This is where the idea developed. Large ice slides were constructed of wood. People would climb a set of stairs to the top for a swift but enjoyable ride to the bottom. The experience was much like large utilization slides that can still be found at some parks today. However, the first roller coaster in America was a gravity switchback train at Coney Island in 1884.